Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, which name now changed, as you may have noticed. Um, the name of the channel now is Live Long and Healthy, taken from the famous Vulcan greeting, Live Long and Prosper, which seems very suitable to the theme, apt to the theme of the channel. Today I decided to answer to a question from a Quora user who's asking what vitamins are good for memory and concentration. I don't know exactly if the user with the word vitamins means literally vitamins, like vitamin A, C, etc., or the general meaning of the term, which intends to include all the natural products, supplements, and things like that. I will answer in both cases. If with vitamin we mean strictly vitamins, I would definitely go with vitamin D when it comes to brain health and performance. There's a lot of scientific literature showing countless benefits and great results of vitamin D supplementation when it comes to health and performance, not only for brain, also immune system. There was even a study showing that vitamin D was better than the flu vaccine in controlling and decreasing the duration and intensity of the symptoms of flu. They compared vitamin D against the flu vaccine. But not only this, also cardiovascular health, circulation, um, bones, of course, etc. Also, indirectly, since a proper cardiovascular health and efficiency is very important for brain, by helping that, again, vitamin D is very important for the nervous system. Indeed, there are great results in the research about vitamin D and nervous system. For example, not only for in terms of performance, also for mood. Problems like anxiety and depression. In patients with these problems, vitamin D showed interesting effects. Personally, I also experienced the importance of the support offered by vitamin D supplementation with patients with mood disorders. And also an interesting study here, published in 2017 by Hala Darwish and other colleagues, researchers. The title is Effect of Vitamin D Replacement on Cognition in Multiple Sclerosis Patients. Now, people affected by multiple sclerosis, about 65% of them tend to undergo cognitive decline. And in this study, the researchers tested the supplementation of vitamin D, which gave good results in protecting cognitive functions and performances and preventing the decline caused by multiple sclerosis. If I recall, the supplementation lasted 3 months, and the best results were obtained, of course, by patients who were already lacking vitamin D. They already had levels in their bloodstream that were lower than what they should be. There were 88 patients. And there were also in this study some positive effects on depression and anxiety, but the results in this sense weren't statistically significant. But there are other studies too. So this is about vitamins. On a general meaning, if we mean nutritional supplements, there are a lot of products exerting great benefits for brain health and performance. For example, there is a molecule produced by brain which is very important for neurogenesis, which is the creation of new neurons, new cells, and connections between neurons, which is a key factor for brain health and performance. This molecule is called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Curcumin, which is a very famous and used supplement. Curcumin showed effects that were The positive effects of curcumin included the ability to increase the BDNF levels, which is a great thing for brain. And both curcumin and vitamin D3 should be taken with a meal, possibly a meal containing fats, because vitamin D is a liposoluble vitamin, which means it's not soluble in water, but in fats. So if we eat some good fats, such as olive oil, avocados, things like that, it's good to put those drops of vitamin D3 or to take the pills while we are eating these fats. The absorption of curcumin is not very good, so supplement companies are coming out with patent types of curcumin which are optimized to improve absorption and bioavailability. Personally, I prefer specifically a form of curcumin. It's called Curcumin. It's a patent. In this form, curcumin is suspended like in kind of nanoparticles suspended in a resin, which make the curcumin, the active principle, very well soluble. However, I wouldn't only focus on curcumin itself. Curcumin is a molecule taken from turmeric, but there are a lot of other beneficial molecules and nutrients in turmeric, in the whole turmeric itself, and they also showed a lot of benefits. So I would always take some curcumin together with the whole turmeric to combine their benefits, and vitamin D, of course. And then there are a lot of other supplements to improve the health and the performance of the nervous system. Also great for students and people under stress. For example, acetyl carnitine, not to be confused with the normal L-carnitine or carnitine tartrate. Acetyl carnitine is great. It should be taken on empty stomach 20-30 minutes before a meal, possibly in the morning, like before breakfast and before lunch, not in the evening, because it gives you a lot of energy and you might have experience more difficulties to fall asleep if you take it in the evening. Even more effective of acetyl L-carnitine itself is an optimized form. It's called acetyl carnitine arginate or arginate. I have no idea how it's pronounced in English. In this molecule, acetyl carnitine is combined with L-arginine, and the results on brain health, performance, and neurogenesis were even more amazing than acetyl carnitine alone. Very important to underline that in the studies that the researchers did on this topic, combining acetyl carnitine and arginine in the same product, but not in the same molecule, like without creating a single molecule in which the two amino acids are bound together, it didn't give any further benefits compared with acetyl carnitine alone. But when the arginine and acetyl carnitine were put together in a single molecule, that's when the improved effects came out. It's very difficult to find. For what I know, there are only 2 companies that produce supplements containing these ingredients, but it's easy to find. If you Google acetyl carnitine arginate, ARGINATE, and also rhodiola extract, it's a plant extract. It's a good adaptogen, even for stress, for brain, for memory, for students under exams. Another plant which showed great results is rosemary. However, what the researchers found out is that if taken orally, it doesn't work. Rosemary contains some volatile compounds, and they have to go straight to the brain to help brain performance and health. They help the activity of neurotransmitter in our brain. Why this? Because what we eat, when what we eat gets in our bloodstream, then it gets filtered out by the blood-brain barrier. When we inhale something, this way bypasses the blood-brain barrier, so the molecules go directly in the brain. So what the researchers did is using rosemary oil, which I also used when I was under exams, essential oil, it's a very strong scent, and put it in a diffuser in the room, and it showed positive effects on students, on memorization, performance. Also, even if it's not literally a supplement, but it's worth to mention, and it's interesting and an odd thing. A type of music. There are some pieces from Mozart that show the ability, if listened underground, not too loud volume, while learning, like in a classroom or while studying, they exerted a positive effect on memorization and learning. But only some songs, some pieces from Mozart. If you Google the Mozart Effect, even on YouTube, you will find these researchers from a couple of important universities in US. I don't remember which institutions, but they found out this effect. If I recall, but it's worth to verify this by Googling, you can find the Mozart Effect in 4 volumes on YouTube. Volumes 1 and 3, if I'm not wrong, contain the songs that are more suitable for learning and memorization. You can find the descriptions in the titles. And then many other supplements. Vinpocetine. It's another supplement possibly to be taken during meals. 10 milligrams, morning, lunch, and dinner. It improves brain health, blood flow, performance, memorization, and also stimulates to get things done. Ginkgo biloba, it also helps circulation. As you can see, it's not a coincidence that the supplements that improve cardiovascular health also help with the nervous system. Of course, omega-3 fatty acids. Make sure when you take fish oil for the 2 long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, which are EPA and DHA, make sure to use a fish oil product, whether it's capsules or liquid, which is purified through molecular distillation. The label has to state molecularly distilled, so you are sure that the product is purified from potentially harmful toxins that unfortunately are found in the water and uptaken by the fish, such as heavy metals, PCB, dioxin, etc. Even better than molecular distillation, but much more expensive, is CO2 supercritical extraction. But this is very expensive, and molecular distillation is already great. I would stick with the dose recommended by Dr. Barry Sears, which is at least 2.5 grams or 2,500 milligrams of net, not total oil, net EPA and DHA from molecularly distilled fish oil, per day. Again, fish oil to be taken with fats, so during one of the main meals of the day. Studies showed that fish oil taken alone, compared with fish oil taken with olive oil, in the second case, the blood levels of the omega-3 fatty acids were way higher, which means that the fish oil alone wasn't being absorbed properly. So you're basically wasting money and losing potentially beneficial effects. So remember, 2,500 milligrams. And then what else? I already said acetyl carnitine, rosemary, taurine. Taurine is great. It's cheap. It's a natural amino acid. It's you can take it with meals or on empty stomach. It doesn't matter. And it also improves neurogenesis, memorization, learning. It's incredible. I would say that this is enough, but there's more. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. But before concluding this topic, I would say supplements are great, but again, if our diet is poor, it's like taking 2 steps ahead and 1 step back. So we could get much more benefits even from supplements, but we're losing a lot because our diet is not healthy. Brain is very sensitive to sharp glucose fluctuations, inflammation, and poor circulation. As we will see in other videos, hopefully I will have time to record them, all these factors are negatively affected by carbs. Carbs worsen inflammations, circulation, and of course cause sharp glucose spikes in the bloodstream. After the glucose spike, there's an insulin spike, which causes a sharp glucose level drop, which also is harmful and impairs proper brain functioning. And then the insulin spikes ignite inflammations, the inflammatory cascade of arachidonic acid. I don't want to go off topic, it's a long story, but it's powerful. A healthy diet has to keep carbs under strict control, especially high glycemic index carbs, grains, potatoes, and much better carbs from vegetables and fruits. Not potatoes, vegetables I mean greens. Potatoes are under the category of high glycemic index carbs. And then grains, potatoes, nightshades, beans, legumes also contain lectins, which damage our intestine, cause leaky gut, increase inflammation, impair brain, cause autoimmune disease, contribute to cause autoimmune disease. It's another long story. So fruits, fresh fruits, rich of polyphenols, vegetables, berries, and we have already hundreds of beneficial phytonutrients. Fish, meat, unfortunately, we have to make sure that meat doesn't contain antibiotics and hormones, because that's how meat was supposed to be, possibly grass-fed meat, because that's what animals were supposed to eat. Eggs, possibly from grass-fed and free-range hens. Fish oil and the other supplements I mentioned, extra virgin olive oil, avocados, macadamia nuts. Hazelnuts and almonds are also good, but macadamia are superior. Walnuts not every day because they're higher in omega-6 fatty acids. So healthy diet, blood glucose levels under control, inflammatory molecules under control, and smart supplementation. If you have any, especially if you have any disease or you're taking any medication, before making any change to your diet or taking products, please ask to your pharmacist, to your doctor, whoever is treating you, before taking any major initiative. I hope this helped. It's got a little longer than expected, but it's a very broad topic and very interesting and important. Thank you for listening. All the best. Live long and healthy.